shortcut. Welcome back to the channel. This is Flowing On. I'm Brad, and in today's video, I really want to document this moment as I've hit my first full year on YouTube. So this is really going to be about what I've learned and a peek at my analytics. If you're thinking of starting a channel, or maybe you just started one recently, start with writing down topics that you're interested in. What could you see yourself talking about to an audience? You could write those down on a piece of paper, you could jot them down on your phone, whatever's easiest, but just start very general. The next thing I would shift to is what could you see yourself talking about long term? 1 to 2 to maybe even 3 years out of topics that you could consistently talk about. And I almost look at this as like a block of stone. So you're this blank slate when you start, and you just slowly chisel away at this block to eventually find your brand and your voice and your style and all that. This next one I think is one of the most important ones, finding a system that works to keep track of all your ideas. People look at what am I going to talk about on my channel as somewhat overwhelming. And I think it really comes down to just finding that system that works, that's easy for you to just brain dump along the way. I have an iPhone, so I use the Notes app. This is an example, the note for this video, just to show you what one looks like. Anytime I think of an idea that might be kind of fun to talk about, I put that idea in the note. Throughout the week, I'll remember that topic and slowly add things to that list.
Here's Johnny.
Stop overcomplicating it. Don't get complicated gear in the beginning or complicated editing software. It's only gonna frustrate you and hold you back from creating content. And don't get caught up on gear is what makes your videos better, because it's not. Focus on creating and learning how to make videos, and eventually you'll get better with time. I bought this camera setup, and yes, it is a nicer setup, but I haven't changed anything since I've started. It's still the same camera with the same shotgun mic and the same lens. By sticking with that same gear, it's allowed me to get better at this kind of stuff. Getting more comfortable in front of the camera, getting more creative with my shots, everything to do with creating the brand and story and voice of my actual channel. Stop getting caught up on gear and stop overcomplicating things. Make your first shitty video and use that as a benchmark in order to look back on it to see how far you've come since the beginning. Focus on one thing at a time. The more that you focus on everything that you need to learn and do, the more you're just gonna get overwhelmed and you're less likely to go out and create. So when you have a new camera and you gotta learn all the settings, when you get into video editing and you have to learn how to video edit, all the topics that you need to talk about or want to talk about, it's stressful trying to tackle all those things at once.
I'm freaking out, man.
Maybe start with your camera settings and learn how to do that, or start with a couple basic things for video editing. There are tutorials out there for almost anything. It's just a matter of taking the time to actually learn. As you apply that to your videos, pick one thing to get better at or one new thing to learn. Maybe you saw something cool in another YouTuber's video that you want to work into your editing style or something like that. All right, so the next thing on the list is to set a schedule for yourself. In the beginning, I set a schedule of once a week to push you to go out and create. And by going out and creating, you're getting more comfortable in front of the camera, getting to know your camera better. So you're gonna get better with the camera settings and making the quality of your videos go up. And ultimately, you're continuing to fine-tune your style, your voice, your brand as you get further and further along. Now that being said, some days you're just not feeling it. You go out to shoot a video and for whatever reason, you're tripping over your words, you're just not in that creative mood. Don't push out content just to push it out. If you're watching the video as you're editing it and it's awful, chances are your audience isn't gonna like it either. So if you need to take an extra week or 2 or 3 to make the quality of your video better, then do it. A quick example for me, the first Koala sofa bed video. I shot that whole thing, and as I'm editing it, I'm like, this is not good. I can tell on camera that my face isn't in it. My tone of voice was kind of down. I was just kind of tired that day. I reshot the entire video and re-edited the whole thing. And that's the video that now almost has 90,000 views. So take a couple extra weeks if you need it. Don't push it out, the same old content over and over, and expect to get different results. Experiment regardless of the number of views you get. I didn't have one that just blew up to millions of views, but my second video got like 7,000 views after my first video got essentially nothing, it almost wanted me to shift my entire channel to cars, because that's what my second video was about, was my RSX. And I'm so glad that I didn't. I kept experimenting with the different topics on my list and narrowed down what I was interested in. Take note of why that video maybe got more views than some of your other ones. Was it the tone of voice that you were using in the video? Did you try some different things in editing that maybe you didn't try in your other videos? How did the thumbnail look? Were people clicking on that particular video for a reason? Was it the topic itself? Did that get a lot more searches online? There are so many different things that you can do. Do not miss out on the opportunity to really experiment and have fun in the beginning versus doing it for views. Because if that's the only reason you're doing it for views or money, guarantee you, you're going to hate it when the year is up. When the time comes, know your worth. The light bulb moment for me, when I only had close to 300 subscribers, is one of the car videos that I made about a shifter. The car company just organically saw my video online about their product, and they sent me some free stuff because they liked the quality of it. They expected nothing in return. Wow, I could actually make money and get free stuff just for taking the time to make videos on topics that I already like talking about. Understand and realize that that time will eventually come, where brands might reach out. And you have to figure out a price in your head on what's actually worth it for you to take on certain things. And there's a lot of power in saying no. I actually negotiated with a brand who I won't name since we didn't end up going through with the deal, but I researched rates online and I threw out a higher rate for the amount of subscribers that I had. And we ended up landing on $800, and ultimately we decided to go separate ways. I was kind of asking for a small amount of work for a large amount of money in return. Honestly, I felt a big relief from saying no and not having to do that video, because I didn't fully believe in it in the first place. So sometimes that upfront money actually isn't worth it. You don't want to do it as a cash grab where you're just taking any brand that comes your way. Then you more or less kind of get looked at as that inauthentic person online that's just pushing out any brand that'll come to you. There's a reason I've only had one sponsor on my channel, and I've turned down several deals since. It's because I only bring in things on my channel that I truly believe in. I'm not going to use a product for a day and push it out to all of you saying it's the best thing in the world. That's not the impression that I want to leave on my channel, because I hate that as a viewer. You also don't have to wait for brands to come to you. If your production quality is going up and you've noticed your videos are getting better, throw yourself out there to companies. You're essentially creating a portfolio of your work. Just see what happens. That's how I landed my first sponsor with Koala, and they've been an awesome sponsor, which eventually led to an affiliate link, them sending me a free sofa, and that's led to other brands reaching out as well. All that being said, I want to thank Koala for sponsoring today's video. I bought the 70-inch sofa bed about 5 months ago to use as my full-time sofa and bed. Koala then sent me the 46-inch, which nicely complements the 70. They are both in paper bark gray in the luxe fabric, but they also have other colors and sizes to choose from in their standard fabric. Comes with a 5-year warranty and 120 days free return. It easily transitions into a bed. No tools are needed to put it together. It's great quality, very comfortable. The mattress is more on the firm side, but I think that really helps keep its shape. And overall, it saved me a ton of space in this small apartment. If this catches your interest, use my link to get $250 off your purchase for Koala's Black Friday sale starting today through Tuesday, December 3rd. And the last one to talk about, trust the process. This is going to be hard for a lot of you to hear because I know our attention spans are short these days, but this is not an overnight process. It took me pretty much the full year to really start to see in real time my style, my brand, my voice, all this stuff actually develop. The thumbnail colors, the font that I've chosen, all that stuff that you may not even notice. I really spent a lot of time hashing these things out, focusing on these little things that add up to a lot. Really use this first year to stay consistent, keep experimenting with different videos that you're going out and making. And I promise you, if you do that, you will start to see a snowball effect happen once you hit a certain point, and you'll see that with some of the analytics that I'll talk about. I'm gonna read these so I don't skip over anything. I got fully monetized after about 11 months and 28 videos. 1,000 subscribers, and I hit 5,000 hours of watch time. I actually hit my watch time before I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. It took me 7 months to get 400 subscribers, 9.5 months to get 500 subscribers, 10.5 months to reach 900 subscribers. That's when I actually hit the 4,000 hours of watch time. I still needed 100 subscribers to get fully monetized. And then at 11 months, 1,000 subscribers. Now, a few videos really carried me along the way. The ones that really stood out was the Koala sofa bed video. That one video has gotten me like 500 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time. So it really kind of fast tracked my monetization schedule. But that video also taught me a lot in terms of tone of voice, thumbnail, keeping things a little bit simpler with the text that I have on the thumbnail. The other video was my RSX video. That was the second video that I posted. The selling the TV for the desk setup, and then the 90K a year video. So if you are getting discouraged in the beginning and maybe your videos aren't getting a lot of views, just realize that you might be one video away from your channel really blowing up. If you're taking the time, like we talked about, to get better with every single video, if you have a video that kind of blows up, you're now bringing in all these new subscribers that chances are they're going to go back and watch a lot of your old videos. This is an interesting stat too. This one just happened recently, but just to show you perspective of how the snowball effect kind of started after 500 subscribers, in my opinion. It took me 9.5 months to hit my 500 subscriber mark. This last month, from October to November, 500 new subscribers that came on in that single month. It is crazy how quickly things can start to snowball if you take the time in that first year to really put in the work, learn how to use your camera, edit, do all the things that we talked about, and that can really pay off in the long run. I like tracking this stuff too, so that I can go back and just kind of see where I was at a certain point. It's just funny to be able to look back at those videos and literally see in real time the progress that you've made over the year. So thank you for everybody new who's come on. I've really enjoyed chatting with you all in the comments. Punch the like button below. It helps YouTube recommend this video to other people. And if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. I will catch you on my next video. See ya. If you're thinking of starting a channel or... What? Forgot. And develop sort of your own... Sort of. Saying the word. Sort of. One single thing at a time. Ugh. You just start developing your own tone of... Jesus. Make it easy, make it accessible, and just